All right, Yankees fans, here we go again. Things are looking rough in the Bronx, and there's no sugarcoating it. This playoff series against the Toronto Blue Jays has been brutal. 2 straight blowouts, back-to-back games where the Yankees looked completely lost, and the scoreboard barely told the whole story. Every run the Yankees managed came in garbage time, long after the damage had already been done. Now, with their backs completely against the wall, this team has to pull off something big. 3 straight wins to stay alive and keep their World Series dreams alive. You can feel the frustration boiling over in the fan base right now. Yankee Stadium has seen its fair share of heartbreak, but even so, this might be one of the lowest points in years for fans' confidence. Still, baseball is a strange game. Momentum shifts in a blink, and if there's one team with the history and pride to make a comeback, it's the New York Yankees. The next 2 games are back in the Bronx, and if there's ever a time to remind everyone who they are, it's right now, at home, under those lights in front of their fans. Aaron Boone knows the pressure. He's heard the criticism, felt the heat from every direction, but even after the disastrous start, he hasn't lost his composure. When asked about the team's mindset, he said it himself, "It feels like the world is falling apart after 2 losses like that, but all it takes is 1 win to flip the narrative." Baseball's full of strange twists, and crazier things have happened. That's the kind of confidence Boone has tried to instill in his guys, even when everything seems to be going wrong. And it's not just Boone talking the talk. Cody Bellinger, one of the veterans who's been through deep playoff runs before, echoed the same mindset. He's been down 0-2 before. He's seen the impossible happen. The message is simple. Take it one day at a time. Don't let the past drag you down, and just focus on the next pitch, the next inning, the next game. Baseball isn't about what happened yesterday. It's about what you do today. The reality is, history's on the Yankees' side more than people might think. This franchise has pulled off comebacks like this before, 6 different times. In fact, they've turned a 0-2 deficit into a series win. You look back at moments like the 1956 World Series, the 1978 comeback against the Dodgers, or that unforgettable 2017 Division Series against Cleveland. The Yankees have been here before, and they've risen from the dead before. That Greg Bird home run back in 2017, that was the spark that reignited a series everyone thought was over. All it takes is one of those moments again, one big swing to wake the team up. But for that to happen, they've got to start hitting plain and simple. Right now, Aaron Judge is carrying the lineup on his back. He's been the only consistent threat at the plate, doing everything he can to keep the team alive. Everyone else? It's been rough. Ben Rice has shown some flashes, a few solid hits, but Bellinger struggled, Stanton's been quiet, and guys like Trent Grisham and Jazz Chisholm just haven't found any rhythm. You can't win playoff baseball like that. You can't expect one guy, no matter how good, to beat a team like the Blue Jays on his own. Still, there's reason to think things could flip. Toronto's lineup has been ridiculously hot, almost too hot. 5 players with an OPS over 1,000? That's not sustainable. Sooner or later, those bats are going to cool off, especially now that they're leaving home and heading into Yankee Stadium. That's where the Yankees have to capitalize. A couple of early runs, a shutdown start from Carlos Rodon or Max Fried, and suddenly, this whole series feels different. Speaking of pitching, that's another area where New York has to step up. The numbers so far have been ugly. Max Fried sitting with an ERA in the 6s, Will Warren's rough outing where he gave up that grand slam to Vlad Jr., and Luke Weaver still trying to prove he could be a reliable arm in October. The bullpen hasn't been any better, and every mistake has turned into runs for the Blue Jays. But again, that can change fast. One strong start, one scoreless outing, and the tone of the entire series shifts. And look, this wouldn't be the first time a spark came from inside the clubhouse. A few months back, Giancarlo Stanton lit a fire under this team when he spoke up in a players-only meeting. Reports said it was raw, emotional, exactly what the team needed. Aaron Judge even admitted it was the first time he'd seen Stanton that fired up. That speech pushed the Yankees into a second-half surge when everyone thought they were done. Now, they might need that same kind of wake-up call again, one moment to remind everyone what's at stake. Right now, The Yankee season is hanging by a thread. One more loss, and it's over. No more chances, no more will get them next time. This is it. And that's why Yankee Stadium has to become a fortress again. The fans have to bring that fire, that noise that shakes the air when the team needs it most. Because if the Yankees can just steal one win on Tuesday, everything changes. They get a pulse again. They start to believe. And belief is a dangerous thing in October baseball. You can say what you want about this roster, that they're inconsistent, that the management has made mistakes, that the stars have underperformed, but even with all of that, you cannot count them out. Not yet. Not while there's still one more game to play, one more chance to turn this around. This is still the New York Yankees, one of the most successful franchises in the history of sports. When they're cornered, that's when they fight the hardest. And personally, I'm not ready to give up. I've watched this team since I was a kid. I've seen heartbreak, I've seen glory, and I've seen them do the impossible. Until that final out, until it's absolutely impossible, I'm holding on to hope. Because hope is what keeps baseball alive. Hope is what makes fans show up, even when the odds say otherwise. And if there's even a sliver of a chance that the Yankees can come back, I'm believing, just like I always have. The Yankees' next game is more than just another chance to stay alive. It feels like a test of everything this season has built toward. Every lesson learned through failure, every comeback attempt that fell short, every late-inning rally that reminded fans that this team still has fight left in it. It all leads to this moment. Down 2 games, their season dangling by a thread, the Yankees are standing on the edge of a cliff with the entire baseball world watching to see if they'll fall or if they'll climb back. Aaron Boone has kept that steady tone in his voice whenever he talks about it. He knows the critics want answers, the fans want accountability, and the media wants someone to blame. But Boone's message to his players has been simple: remember who you are. The Yankees didn't get to this point by accident. They had one of the best records in the American League for much of the year. They've got talent across the board. But in the postseason, talent alone doesn't win. It's grit. It's the ability to respond when the lights get brightest and everything starts to fall apart. That's what the next game represents, a chance to respond. Because right now, the Yankees haven't played like the team that dominated in stretches of the regular season. Their approach at the plate has been off balance, their pitching inconsistent, and the confidence that usually radiates from the dugout just hasn't been there. But sometimes, it takes a moment like this, with your back to the wall, to remind you of what it means to wear that uniform. Aaron Judge understands that better than anyone. You can see it in the way he carries himself, the way he steps to the plate with that quiet determination that makes fans believe something special could happen every time he swings. Judge has been through the highs and lows of this franchise. He's seen the heartbreaks, the near misses, the constant pressure that comes with being the face of the Yankees. But in every tough stretch, he's been the one to set the tone. And that's what the team needs now more than ever. Behind him, the rest of the lineup has to wake up. Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Volpe, all of them have to find a spark. It doesn't have to be a home run. It could be a bloop single, a stolen base, a diving play on defense that turns momentum. Baseball is strange like that. Sometimes it only takes one moment to remind a team that they're capable of more. And if that moment happens early in Game 3, the Yankees could feed off that energy for the rest of the series. The Blue Jays, on the other hand, have been red-hot, playing with the confidence of a team that knows everything is clicking. But the thing about playoff baseball is that momentum is fragile. It shifts faster than any other sport. One big inning, one mistake, one unexpected hero can flip everything upside down. The Yankees have lived that story before, both as the team that's benefited and the team that's suffered from it. And right now, they're hoping to be the ones rewriting the script. Carlos Rodon will have a huge role to play in that. The Yankees need him to be that dominant version of himself, the one who pounds the strike zone and attacks hitters with conviction. When Rodon is locked in, he brings an edge that the whole team feeds off. That's exactly what they need, someone to go out there and say, not tonight. Because if he gives them 6 or 7 strong innings, it's not just a win. It's a statement. It's a reminder that this team still belongs in October. And it's not just the stars who can change the narrative. Sometimes, it's the role players who end up being the heroes. Maybe it's Ben Rice, who quietly keeps putting together good at-bats. Maybe it's Austin Wells behind the plate, throwing out a runner in a crucial spot. Maybe it's Anthony Volpe making a clutch defensive play that ignites the crowd. Those are the kinds of moments that define postseason baseball, the ones no one sees coming. The Yankees fan base, as frustrated as it is, still believes deep down. The Bronx will be electric when that first pitch is thrown. Fans are desperate for something to cheer for, something to remind them that this team still has that fire. And when Yankee Stadium is roaring, you can feel it. It's like the walls themselves are alive. It has rattled opponents before, and if the Yankees give that crowd a reason to explode early, the energy can become overwhelming. There's also the emotional side of it, the pride that comes with wearing those pinstripes. This isn't just another team trying to make a playoff run. This is a franchise built on legends, on moments that define baseball history. The players know that. They know the names that came before them, the comebacks that seemed impossible, the championships that were won by teams that refused to quit. That legacy still hangs in the air every time they step onto the field. And now, it's their turn to add to that story. So, when the Yankees take the field for Game 3, they're not just fighting for another day in the playoffs. They're fighting for pride, for redemption, for the belief that this season still means something. They've taken the hits, they've been embarrassed, but now it's about how they respond. It's about showing the league that the Yankees might bend, but they don't break. And if they can find a way to win, even just one game, that's when the magic starts to build. Because once you win that first one, suddenly you're not talking about elimination anymore. You're talking about momentum, about a series that's alive again. One victory turns into confidence. Confidence turns into belief. And belief, in October, can turn into something incredible. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In a shocking twist that has sent tremors through the baseball world, whispers are circulating that Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the Toronto Blue Jays' prodigious slugger, has reportedly severed ties with the Canadian franchise and, astonishingly, is set to don the pinstripes of the New York Yankees. Sources close to the situation, though strictly unnamed, hint that the deal, if true, could reshape the balance of power in Major League Baseball. For years, Guerrero Jr. has been the face of Toronto, thrilling fans with his prodigious bat and uncanny ability to deliver in clutch moments. Rumors of tension between the star and Blue Jays management have surfaced periodically, but few imagined it could culminate in such a dramatic departure. The whispers suggest that behind the scenes, negotiations have been quietly progressing, with the Yankees offering a package too tempting for both player and team to resist. The timing is particularly eyebrow-raising, given Guerrero Jr.'s established legacy in Toronto. Could the pull of New York's bright lights and the storied franchise's hunger for a championship have been the decisive factor? Insiders hint that the move might involve not just financial incentives, but also a guaranteed leadership role in a lineup hungry for superstardom. Reactions among fans are reportedly mixed. Blue Jays supporters are said to be stunned and even outraged, while Yankees fans are buzzing with excitement at the mere prospect of adding one of the game's brightest young stars to their roster. Social media is already ablaze with speculation, memes, and heated debates about what this could mean for both teams' playoff chances. While no official confirmation has been made, the rumor mill shows no signs of slowing. If Guerrero Jr. truly takes the field in pinstripes, it would not only mark one of the most sensational transfers in recent baseball history, but could also set off a ripple effect across the league, prompting trades, strategy shifts, and perhaps a reassessment of team dynamics in both the American and National Leagues. For now, fans can only watch closely, savor the drama, and wonder if the MLB is on the cusp of a seismic shakeup. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.